Hello, everyone. We are now going into Module 10. I'm excited about that. We're moving along to lemonade. Going ahead and share my screen. All right, so now in Module 10, we have the overview and objectives. Let's take a quick look there. And we have the same objectives that we're working in: identify creating value for others and recording them in a journal. That is our final assignment for the 6 through 10 modules. And then identify the principles of effectuation and describe their importance. So working on that. Here are our module level objectives that align with the course level objectives, our activities, and our assignments for this module. Let's go ahead and see what we're working on here. So our resources for Lemonade, we do have a very nice video with Damon John. Again, we're in Shark Tank territory right now, but it's very good about making lemonade from lemons, right? So this is a very good video. I think you'll enjoy it. The Ice Hotel in Sweden also had taken a situation where they had lemons and turned it into lemonade and has become very successful. I think you'll enjoy it. It's very creative. All right, so now let's look back where now we'll go on to our slide deck. All right, so here we are. Lemonade, certainly expert entrepreneurs is what we're working with under the principles of effectuation. We've gone over bird in the hand. We've gone over affordability loss, crazy quilt, and now lemonade, embracing surprises. Because, we're always having surprises in business. We just can't seem to get away from them. And making lemonade is making something good and taking a positive attitude about what has occurred. Uncertainty, in the world is full of surprises, and it's how we deal with those surprises and mishaps that make us better. Now, Lemonade focuses on the means and the goals. All right, so here, really, expert entrepreneurs leverage and embrace surprises. And it looks like we have a little issue here. Seeing that there is opportunity, to expand their means, create new partnerships, create new products, change their goals. So it's really just embracing those surprises and those issues that come along. Zooming out instead of zooming into the problem, zooming out to see solutions. Okay, so now established companies typically seek to reduce surprises. And here, one way they do this is the Six Sigma. It is a management approach to manufacturing that will look to reduce the deficit. Here, the Six Sigma will reduce no more than 3.4 defects per million products, opportunities, whatever it may be. So here, for example, with a can of Pepsi, every time that Pepsi can gets filled, it comes very, very close to the same amount, but not always. So here, Six Sigma means that filling 1 million cans, only 3 will have a deficit either. Well, it could be a defect. So it could have a little more or it could have a little bit less. But Pepsi is fine with that. It's still a very good measure of an error here, because if someone has less Pepsi in their can, let's say it's only half full, and they purchase a Pepsi can, they can let Pepsi know, and Pepsi's very happy to supply them with coupons for a 6-pack or a case of Pepsi, whatever it may be, because they didn't have the right amount of Pepsi in the can, but it's worth it to them. So building quality for the end result there. The startup companies strive for perfection in all processes, but it's okay to have mistakes. They can be beneficial. They can put you on the track to a better product or service, whatever it may be, or it may help you to pivot your business model somehow to make it better. So the Ice Hotel, you know, that sculpture workshop was ruined by rains. 20 years later, now it is an incredible tourist location where they have many visitors, overnight visitors, as well as daily visitors. I think you'll enjoy that video. So how do we leverage our surprises? You know, we can do certain things like attending networking events, be open to new experiences, be curious, and maybe follow some new leads along the way. Those are some ways that we can try to leverage our surprises along the way. Don't try to be perfect. Sometimes just do it. Now, when we're looking at that, we're thinking like, don't try to be, you want to get close to being where you want to be, but sometimes you just have to execute. So the idea of just do it, just get it, just sometimes you need to just get it done and move forward. Certainly asking people lots of questions can help you as well, getting to see whether you should pivot in a certain direction or not, and listening to other people around you. Co-creation, customer co-creation, listening to those potential customers, getting that feedback from them, very important because it can help us steer us in other directions. Here, for example, these three companies were heading in one direction and listened to their customers to gear them in the direction that they're in today. So there are lots of ways of pivoting. Let's think about some of the different types of pivots. So a pivot really is a substantial change in the business model. You know, it allows the business model to be open, right? Open to those surprises, getting feedback from the customers to find your direction. You may need to find a new direction. Let's look at some of the pivots. The zoom in pivot is maybe a single feature becomes the whole product. You know, you may be asking your potential customers, what do you think about this product? Well, you know what, I like this one little part of it. I don't really like the whole thing. I just like this one part of it. And that could actually become the product. Zoom out pivot can be that a single feature is not enough. You need to augment the existing product and make it more holistic. Customer segment pivot, and this is what our All-In Startup book, textbook is all about, right? So it is finding an entirely different segmented market. Customer need pivot, maybe you need a new proposition, a new value proposition. Could be a small or a large change to the solution. Business architect pivot, you know, you need to change the economic model, maybe your margins, your volumes, something you need, the economic model may need some changing. So the revenue model may need a change. The cost model may need a change. Value capture pivot, changing to a totally different revenue stream, and how customers pay for the product could be a value capture pivot. Technology pivot, really just a new location or a new technology in a mature industry or market might be that type of pivot. So here's some examples. When we look at Instagram, you know, it was a check-in and elements of a gaming app is how Instagram started. The founder of Avon started as a traveling book for salespeople, right? It was a traveling book. It turned into Avon, cosmetic industry. Nintendo started as playing cards, vacuum cleaners, taxi company, and hotel, and turned into Nintendo. So the idea is that, you know, we're looking at, instead of ready, aim, fire, we're looking at ready, fire, and then make the adjustments to aim, pivot where you need. That doesn't mean run out there and shoot haphazardly. What it means is that don't wait for perfection. Be prepared to just start the process. After you've gotten your customer discovery and you know the direction that you have customers that are willing to buy the product, go ahead, don't perfect it, just start to get a roll on it and go ahead and move it forward. Okay, so for the assignment for Module 10, you are going to complete the review sheet for exam 2, and that is due in the online course. It's due June 8th. In the other course, in the ground course, it is due on Monday. And then our exam is due on the online course June 9th, and in the ground course, it is due in class on Tuesday, the 7th. So depending on which class you're in, those assignment times change. Please look at the module due date. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend.